Alright, so based on what I'm seeing here, something is looking really fishy. So I'm narrowing this down to either the ECM has a fault, also the cluster has a fault also with it. Right? I gotta talk to the client to find out how long this been happening. Right? But that's what it boils down to. The ABS lost communication with the ECM. The TCM lost communication also. CAN communication, so something is definitely pulling on this whole network. Lost communication with ABS, ESP control, PCM, CAN bus communication off. So who is pulling on in there? Alright, so the ABS lost communication with, I'm looking for some kind of direction. The ABS lost communication with the ECM. That's the only hint I have there, or direction. So they talk on this line, right? The TCM just telling me that I have a control module off, right? The AC telling me that I have a fault. BCM just saying that it has a fault also, right? But it also has lost communication with the IPC, which is the instrument cluster, right? And then the four-wheel also lost communication. So we have a fault on this line, which is on the only line, of course. But the ABS is the only one that's kind of giving me a little guidance, saying that he lost communication with the ECM. Right, so if I unplug the ECM, if I unjack the ECM, check my powers and ground on my ECM, I'm getting power and ground because it starts. I'm getting data from the ECM, but he's not talking on the CAN network. Let's go back and see. CAN high, CAN low is there. We got all the lights on. Alright, let me switch off. Switch back on. Starts. He started back to work. Alright, so let's switch off. When I switch off, he comes off. Switch back on. So everything works like it's intermittent. It happens. Alright, as I said, man, my next attack, I will go after this ECM. Check my powers and ground to the ECM. Now I'm not going to check my power and ground because I am getting into the ECM. I am getting into my ECM. I'm getting data from it. You actually saw when I stepped on the brake, it was talking to the BCM to say release the gear selector on the brake switch. Alright, so that I'm not worried about the power and ground. I'm getting that. And look, actually looking great out. Hold on, it was quick. Key is on. Lights on. Without cruise control, automatic. So let's go back to the brake switch. He's off, on. But just now he just grayed out on me. Did I catch that? Look at him now. He's acting up. Okay. And now he comes back up. So I gotta leave that running real quick. I gotta put some more time on this. Probably over. I gotta put some more time on this, right? So I'm gonna leave that right there. We're gonna go into the ABS. Trying to get some direction here, man. That's what's going on. I'm trying to get some direction with this car. I know for sure I'm having issue with my instrument cluster, but I'm also having issue with my ECM. We gotta take this ECM out. Alright, I already saved this code, right? Let me clear everything. I saved the code, so I'm gonna just clear everything and see what's going on. Start the vehicle back up. Trying to get some direction here. I already got the codes saved, so I'm just clearing it because I'm not sure if they unplugged things when I wasn't here. I'm at the next garage, right? So they asked me to come and check this out, so I'm not sure if they was unplugging things. And I'm just gonna clear all the codes, start the vehicle again, and see if I get some kind of direction. Right, you still see the gauge is still reading like it's supposed to. The powertrain light is off. Right. So, as I said, I just need some info. I'm watching. My network came back up a little bit. It wasn't doing that just now. Let's pause and go back to see when it happened. Right here. You saw when it changed? Right here. Let's zoom in. So this is my can high. My can high came up like around here. Right here, you start to see him acting up. He started to come on here. Alright, so let's save this. Look, you said he started to act up right here. So I gotta figure out who is on the can high and who's on the can low. So look at right here. He came up here. He started to work. He started to work right here. Then the next he started to drop out. Sorry about all that laughing in the background and some guy just making noise. Right, so right here is when he started to get ticklish. The vehicle running. No check light on. I cleared all the codes. Right. You see the can network is up, but you clearly see when he's dipping in and out. So I'm just trying to see if I can get this to act up to give me some direction. So just got the car idling a little bit. And I gotta see what module here is on the can high and which one is on the can low. Because the can low is not the problem. Either gotta be the ECM, the TCM, or the ABS, or even the BCM. I gotta do some research on this real quick. Well, I'm gonna just keep recording to see if it drops back out. I cleared all the codes. I saved them. I'm gonna go into the BCM, right? And as you can see when I was monitoring the network, right, that it looked like we have an internal failure somewhere. I believe that is in the instrument cluster and causing the communication of the bus to go down. That's the only thing I'm seeing. Other than that, the vehicle starts up, it runs well. Right, the bus is where the wire network that all the modules communicate on, right? And I believe the instrument cluster isn't communicating with the other modules, and that's why you see the delay. This will take a lot of testing and time, especially when it act up at that time. So right now I'm just have the vehicle running. I'm monitoring the network here, and let's see, this Japan, I think, yeah, right. Scan for any codes. Got no codes because I cleared it, right? Let's read any data, anything that can help. As I said, I believe that the cluster is pulling down the network because the vehicle runs fine. Hold on, let me get. And the vehicle runs fine. So it definitely has to be that now you see the gauge is working. That'd be that cluster that's acting up, man. It's not the ECM. ECM is communicating. Gotta be that right now is talking, is working, but it's pulling down the network. So I gotta get this to act up. Let's see if we switch off, if it will do it again. Switch off again. And it works. But sometimes the temperature and the fuel gauge stay low all the time and the brake light is on. I will go after this cluster first. Right now it's working. Probably make a recommendation to this garage that they gotta take that cluster out and clean it and just make sure you have no corrosion or anything like that on the board. That's the easiest thing to do. Or we could try it ourselves and see if it works. This is me putting the switch on and off. So I believe the cluster is being pulled. The cluster is pulling on the network, so everything can't communicate. Right now the network is up, and I believe if the cluster doesn't communicate, then most likely the problem is internally, and it's basically not communicating with the rest of the modules and pulling it down. It could be a short of power, or it could be a ground on the bus circuit, or it could be internally failing the module. People don't understand the cluster is a module within itself, IPC, right? And if he's not cooperating, he will pull the network down, as you saw, where it was kind of giving me a funky can high, can low setup. As I said, I will go after this cluster, seeing that that's the only real directional I have where the gauge wasn't working. What I noticed like that, it's working now. The engine starts up, it works. I'm getting a funky feeling as this cluster is giving trouble. Take it off real quick, and I'm gonna see if I could get it to act up again. Probably hit some tap or something like that and see if it pops on. Then I will go after this cluster. Right, so I'm just gonna take everything off so I can save my battery. Alright, I definitely gotta get one of those on the go maintainer. That's my next investment. Shout out to Top Don. Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna get one of those to make sure I power up, you know. Being a mobile guy, you gotta make sure you got power. Right, let's take this off to save the battery. Alright, so I left it off for a little bit. Alright, let's see what's going on. I'm putting the key on, engine off, and there you have it. It went right back to what it was doing. Right, so we're gonna put the handbrakes down. Let me just put my laptop to the side. And you're not even seeing the light come off. It went right back to doing what it was doing. Alright, so let's hook back up the scope real quick and capture it real quick and see what's going on in the network. This instrument cluster is the direction I need to go. Right, could be a faulty wiring, it could be a solder. I'm not sure. As I said, I'm gonna just set back up my scope real quick. Right, sorry, my battery's running dead. So you see how the network is getting funky? Let's slow it down real quick. Let's stop it. Right, there you have it. And as you see though, it's doing the same thing. It's not even moving. Let's press play again. So while you're watching the network, let me see if I can increase some time just to make it bigger. Right, I'm gonna, you still seeing it below on on C, and it's saying E. I'm gonna give it a tap and see if that helps. And it did. Alright, so look like we got and you see it getting the can high, can low. I'm getting good square wave, and it's on. So I'm gonna switch it off again and do the same test again to confirm. So it's off. I'm just gonna save my battery because it's dying, but on the camera and the thing. So I'm just gonna put this down real quick. Let it sit for a little bit. It's off. And then I'm gonna do the same test, and I'm gonna make the recommendation to the shop that they gotta get a cluster or take it apart and clean it up, I guess. And that should be it again. My battery died on my camera, so I had to use my phone, right? So sometimes you might have some glitches, but don't worry about that, right? So anyway, we got the bulb still hooked up to the scope. I'm monitoring my can high, can low is off, cluster is off. I'm gonna put it on. Put it on. See that funky design? That's my can signal. Look at my gauge. Right, as I said, when I step on the brake, I'm putting it down. Now, this not even coming off. Look at my network. So I'm just gonna come straight out. I'm gonna give it a tap right here, and you see everything comes back up, and you see my network working. So my cluster is my problem. So I'm gonna let the client know, yo, he gotta look, and it went right back to being funky again. Let's try it again. See, look, it comes back up. Everything is up. Lights come on. Network's up. So he gotta take this cluster out. Probably have a cold solder or something like that. Take it apart if you want. I can't do it here. I'm out in the fields. See if you could get a repair. If not, they have to replace it, right? And that should be it, right? As I said, this was pulling down the network. You see my package right now. Let's stop this. Sorry about the quality of the video. Right now you're getting a nice, clean, repeatable square wave and everything is up. I'm gonna switch off again. Right here. It's gonna come back up. Switch off. It's gonna come back up. Alright, so you're gonna call that a fix. Yeah, this basically didn't have much direction, but I was able to use logic, I guess. And also the key was that B1553 code, which is the IPC, right? And I know clusters tend to bring down a whole network, and with the visual of using the scope, I was able to narrow down where it's coming from. So basically it's pulling down the CAN network, and the ECM, the TCM, the ABS, everything was just shutting down because of this failed cluster. So I'm gonna make the recommendation to the shop, as I said, and call that I will call that a fix on my behalf. They gotta do what they gotta do on there, and they will take it from there. All right, so we're gonna do it one more time. Let's see what's happening. It's gonna come on again, because once I get that power train light on, I guarantee it's gonna come on. But once it stays down and I give it a tap, it comes on. So thanks for watching. I hope you liked what you saw. Hope it helped. Right, this is a 2006 Suzuki Vitara, Grand Vitara. Right, right, I got a P1674 code. I got a B1553 code. And I got other U codes and stuff like that. But the one that really guided me was that B1553. So as I said, man, thanks again for watching. Take it easy. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button, right? And till next time, take it easy.